Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to take a look at 3 most popular tier 7 heavy tanks. All information is taken from Tomato.gg website, where you can check the most popular tanks and where you can check your personal stats if you are into that. Now, without further ado, let's teleport into the action, and I am curious, fellas, will you guess this correctly? 3 most popular tanks in the tier 7, included premiums, including everything. Let's go. You can guess in the comment section down below, and we are instantly going for a third slot, which will be... And we are back in the first game, and we are having Malinovka. Kempinovka, however you would call this. Not ideal game for Tiger, I am not going to lie, fellas, but we will try to make this vehicle work. So what do we have, and what is the Tiger one overall? Why is it so loved by the community? Well, first of all, Tiger 1 has a history behind its name, which is very important thing to say. And overall, a lot of newer players are going for the Tiger just because why not, you know? It is a legendary tank after all. Meanwhile, what this tank has to offer and what is so good about the Tiger? The best thing of this tank is gun, undoubtedly. 280 alpha damage, 3 millimeters of penetration and 1 kilometer shell velocity per second. And what do we have? We have 280 alpha damage with a gold ammunition, obviously 237 millimeters of penetration, so just tiny touch better than with the standard rounds, but shell velocity is significantly higher, aka 1250 meters per second, which is very nice, to be fair with you. So obviously high explosive can work as well, 370 alpha damage, 44 millimeters of penetration and 1000 meter shell velocity. Now, what do we have in this game? We cannot pretend, and we definitely do not have armor, okay? I really want to tell you this, fellas, Tiger is not really that well armored as many people might think, but the Tiger used to be amazing tank in the back in my days. This tank used to go into the battles. Yeah, but you see, World of Tanks is not simulation. World of Tanks is arcade, and it is very far away from the reality, right? And in World of Tanks, Tiger 1 is kind of 1500 hit points of the meat, if we can say so. So, for example, if we are meeting face-to-face Gusor, he can clip us. If we are meeting Bizonte, he can clip us. Obviously, we can play against the lower tiers relatively well, but this is very hard situation overall. But now, looking into this, we have quite some forces who are going on top of the hill, so maybe I need to join our team, fellas. I do not really think I have any other alternative option at this point. And rule of thumb in Kempinovka is all the time take upper ground. Do not start the game by going into the lower side, because this is not going to be a great situation for you unless you are securing the upper side, right? So please keep this in mind, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Bizonte is thinking about being aggressive, and this is not necessarily a bad thing for us. Bizonte killed the Poodle, and in the same time Poodle got punished by someone else, so we need to keep this in mind. At this point, I think I am going to load the gold ammunition for Bizonte, because once again, it is not going to be very easy for us to deal with this vehicle, and all we need to do, we need to cross like this. We crossed, beautiful. Can we punish Bizonte now? Bizonte took one for the team, that's great. Can we smack him in the lower plate? Yes, we can, very nice. Once again, not ideal, fellas, not ideal situation, and we can easily get penetrated by Bizonte here, especially against Bizonte, who is spamming the gold, but it is completely fine, because I am going to be aggressive against him, fellas. I am going to be aggressive, and I will try to kill him. Beautiful. Bizonte is dead, excellent, and even even though we lost quite a bit of the hit points, luckily for us, we secured the hill, right? This is the price which I am willing to pay in this situation, because we simply needed to get involved, and after all, we killed Bizonte, which is quite good trade for our team. This is not going to be easy. I cannot stress this enough, fellas. This is not going to be easy game in any shape or any form. Enemies might have Sniper Schnitzel sitting here in the back, and we can and we should go for a blind shots. This is definitely not a hit, and just in case if I'm getting spotted, I am trying to retreat instantly without waiting till the Sixth Sense will start working. I could see the shell went through the bush. This is understandable, and once again going for another shell, and once again I think it went through the bush as well. Hard one. It is definitely not an easy game for us. Trying to go for another blind shot, and I have a feeling it is going through unless I am blind, which also could be possibility. Yeah, it is definitely going through the bush. Okay, that's fair, fellas, that's fair. Wait, relax. Take it easy and wait until our team will start spotting for us. Now I know Tiger should be unbeatable tank in any shape or any form, but reality is a bit different, fellas. Tiger is not that great armor-wise, but what Tiger has gun. And not a single tier 7 tank could say, yeah, Tiger 1 gun sucks. No, Tiger 1 is absolutely amazing gun-wise. It is truly awesome. Meanwhile, Russian IS-2M is getting spotted. Beautiful. So what do we want to do? We want to beat the living crap out of this gentleman. I believe our team can spot him once again, and I think we are continuing our blind fire. I think we need to go for a blind shot just like this. There is a chance we are hitting this gentleman just like so. Yeah, definitely, we are hitting him. Maybe he is tracked or something, so we need to keep it up until we are going to miss. Obviously, this time we missed, and we need to try to hit the other angle. Maybe we are going to smack this gentleman. Unfortunately, it is not the case. Alright. Okay, what is the plan B? Since on top of the hill we are not seeing that many enemy forces, we are paying attention at the maxi map, and we are seeing enemies are trying to be the living crap out of our base, which is completely understandable, and we are definitely not acting surprised. So, how we can do this? We are going to take the side position like this, and hopefully our T29 AT or alternatively Gusor will spot incoming forces like this. That's the most important thing for us. Meanwhile, our artists lost quite a bit of the hit points, and now the question is, our artists are spotted or they are losing hit points just because enemy artists are blind firing him? Also could be possibility, right? Meanwhile, Pavlak tank is spotted in the middle, and Pavlak tank is dead. Beautiful. Once again, keep this in mind. The gun of the Tiger 1 is definitely one of a kind. It is looking beautiful, fellas. Okay. What do we want to do now? We definitely cannot make pressure to this side, because there is no chance we can outplay the tank destroyers, who are having a huge advantage for themselves for obvious reasons. So yeah, this is the thing. We cannot be too involved. Also, our Gusor is getting spotted as well. So what that could mean for our team, that could mean enemies are already sitting maybe in this bush. This would be interesting thing to see. Patience. Not the best battle in the World of Tanks, but once again, like I said before, this is not the map you want to get with a Tiger. With a Tiger, you are kind of a big target, you know? And our play wasn't horrible by any shape or any form, but it is just a great game. You know, some games are easy, aka 15-1, and some games are very hard. And I would say this battle is pretty complicated for us. It is not easy in any shape or any form. Meanwhile, enemy art is actually hitting our clicker by the blind shots, although I am spotted, so maybe this guy is sitting here. Soon we will figure this out. What I want to see, I want to go a bit more aggressive like this, and I want to check this position. Definitely a miss. Meanwhile, T20 is trying to hit us from somewhere here, right? Okay, interesting, interesting. I want to go even more inside, speaking about the base, right? Okay, beautiful. T20 is getting spotted, very, very nice. And this is exactly what we want to see, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what we want to see. Nice. Enemy Jeff just missed us. Beautiful. We want to smack this guy just like this. Very nice. We are still alive. We are sitting on 1.8 thousand damage and some assisting damage. And we still have a relatively okay position here. Meanwhile, Super Hellcat is definitely annoying. And he is sitting probably somewhere over there, I would say. But once again, there is no way I could beat the living crap out of this Super Hellcat, unfortunately. And yes, we bounced a shot bit, but you cannot expect to bounce every single time. Night Tiger is not created for this. Meanwhile, Arte incoming, beautiful. I am paying a humongous attention what enemy clicker is doing, and he is doing everything properly. There is nothing to say and there is nothing to add, fellas. I have an idea. Either this will work or either I will die. Either way, either we are trying to be a bit more involved, or we are taking one for the team and we are going back to the garage. Oh, beautiful shot. Nice, he just missed. That's very, very nice. I am going for ramming. I push him out away. Right, I'm trying to make a hardcore angle, but he is penetrating us. That's okay. Look, I did not have more options to do anything here, and I am feeling pretty great with this game. With the Tiger 1, we played as good as we could in Kempenovka field, so I am happy. Very nice. Let's teleport into the scoreboard, and after that we are going to have the top 2 most played tank in last 60 days. Let's go. And we are back, fellas. 3.1 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage, extremely good performance, and I am feeling very, very good what we have done with the Tiger 1. I think we made this tank work, honestly, fellas. Unfortunately, once again, it is defeat, although we made 16,000 credits, although keep this in mind, I have stock of extra rations, so I am not paying for those. So this is the number 1 tank. Well, this is the 3rd most popular tier 7 vehicle. I sincerely apologize. Whew, skill. Anyways, let's teleport into the round number 2. And in round number 2, this is going to be quite a big surprise, I would say. So let's go. And we are back with M2I, 2nd most played tank in last 60 days. And I have a theory of this, fellas, why the things are looking like in this way. And I would say the main reason why this tank is so much played is because people are grinding, or people used to grind towards the Yoch line. This is only one reason why I think this tank is the 2nd place. I do not really think this tank is epic, legendary, or anything like that, speaking about the tank performance. And there is no way the tank is better than Tiger 1 all and all. Now, let's talk the gun. I am using 240 alpha damage gun, 202 millimeters of penetration, and 900 shell velocity, and gold is looking like 240 hit points, well, 240 damage, 242 millimeters of penetration, and 1150 shell velocity. So obviously you are getting quite a big advantage over the standard shells whenever you are shooting gold, but to be fair with you, this is not a big surprise or something. It's just how it goes, and gold is just more competitive than the standard ammunition, and it is already happening for years, you know. It's not like it is a new thing or something. So yeah, would I say this tank deserves to be in the number 2 slot? I do not really think so. I don't think the tank is horrible by any shape or any form. I think the tank has some good features as well, but it is not that good to be a number 2 tank in the tier 7 heavy category. I think there is so many better tanks out there. For example, well, actually you will see everything yourself, never mind. Okay, first shot into the Mr. Shitter, very nice. I believe we can smack him once again, and once again, whenever we are having a nice angle to punish a light tank or any other tank, you can do that with this vehicle. It's not like you have the most derpy gun all over the place, right? You can do pretty good stuff, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You truly can. Meanwhile, the distance is 420 meters, so it's not like we are shooting the tanks who are in our touch range, if you know what I mean. It is quite a bit of the distance, fellas, and this is worth thing to highlight. Meanwhile, we eliminated Trash 103, which is always nice and always much appreciated, and at this point we are having a bit of the troubles because enemies are making a bit of pressure just like so. Okay, fair enough, let's try to cross like this. We are trying to run away for our life, and soon we are going to start building a bit better angle to punish 705A. Actually 705. Well, close enough, right? It's okay, even though we did not penetrate this gentleman, he is kind of paranoid to peek against us at this point. And speaking about matchmaking, we are not top tier, we are getting quite unlucky matchmaking, speaking about the session overall, right? But nothing what we could change about this, and hopefully we can still show what the tank is all about and what the tank is capable of, right? Meanwhile, beautiful. Unfortunately for us, Wafflecock reacted a bit quicker than we did, but in the end of the day, the most important thing is enemy tank is destroyed, and it doesn't really matter who is destroying the tank, right? Okay. What we are expecting to see here, obviously, we are going to have a very bad time when enemies will try to flank us all over the place, but until that moment comes, we can still beat the living crap out of enemy tank destroyers who are sitting in a 1-2 line. And once again, everything is looking alright. Speaking about the gun, it is not looking like it is unplayable or something. Everything is looking relatively fine. Meanwhile, what we need to keep in mind, enemies are having CDC, ML1, T54 who are making a hardcore pressure, and we know what's coming for us. Meanwhile, we have a baboon. I see a dancer, so I am not going to hit the dancer, but I see CDC haven't shot us. CDC is not raising his PP, so we can eliminate him from the game. Meanwhile, Progetto will try to be aggressive for obvious reasons, and he can do that, fellas. He definitely can do that. Unfortunately, bounce just like so. I want to be safe from the T54, and I can see Shitter in the back. What that means? That means Shitter is back in the garage. Beautiful. And at this point, we are waiting until they will try to get involved a bit. Our Waffle is making quite a nice crossfire, but he is not going to survive in this position for a long time, right? So we need to prepare mentally for incoming forces, and fellas, they will come. So, no ML make pressure, or Progetto make pressure, or T54 make pressure, doesn't really matter. Emil is thinking about getting involved. Beautiful shot into the track, that's very nice. Our Waffle is trying to run for his life. I cannot blame this gentleman, and unfortunately Emil is penetrating us in the face. Wafflecock is kind of close, and I would not act surprised if obviously Wafflecock will be able to help us. I see that Progetto in the end, or in the back, and we are dead. Okay, once again, this is not that horrible of the situation and of the play. We played as good as we physically and possibly could for a tier 7 tank. The thing is, to play against the tier 9s in a way, it is not the most enjoyable experience. Yeah, it's fun for a tier 9 tanks, you know. T54 can feel like the best heavy tank in the game. But being tier 7 and +2 matchmaking, especially for a heavy tank, it is quite a big pain in the ass. But for this play, I think we did everything properly, and we finished it with a 2,200 damage, 3 kills, and we are top by experience, and we are second by the damage. Once again, quite great game, although we lost quite a bit of the profits or quite a bit of the credits, but what can you do? We were forced to spam gold left, right and center whenever we have matchmaking like this. Anyways, the most exciting part, the number 1 tank, and I believe I can show that now very, very easily, fellas. And the number 1 tank is... T29. Not a big surprise. According to Tomato GG page, T29 was played 1,364,636 times in the last 60 days, which is just a tiny touch higher than Yoch tank, and it is 200 times more than Tiger 1. My idea behind this T29 is absolutely amazing, and T29 is absolutely legendary tank, so it is not a big surprise why the tank has been played so many times, right? But the most surprising thing for me was the Yoch tank. Why am I saying so? Because Yoch tank is in the number 2 position, but I believe it just because it is a new line. And the 3rd spot goes to the Tiger 1. Once again, legendary tank, not a big surprise, and not a new thing here. Also, fellas, eventually, I believe we are going to have those stats in the index page as well, right? We are going to have a graph for this, so you will be able to check out the most played stats. We already talked with a guy from the Tomato GG, and it was a pleasure to have a conversation with this gentleman. Meanwhile, what do we have? We have a Mines Standard Battle and T29 in action. So, we have a winning spawn, at least in my opinion, and we have one of the best tanks in the game. At least that's what I think, and there is a reason why T29 is rated so high in the index page. And if you never ever checked index page, feel free to do so. A link is in the description down below, or alternatively simply Google skill for L2 index and you are going to find everything what I am talking about. Meanwhile, we want to punish guys who are trying to go on top of the hill. This is not a big surprise and this is not a big deal, right? And we will try to work our ass off as much as we physically and possibly can. At this point, I think we have, we are in quite okay position. By saying this, we kind of have the hill, right? And in the same time we can play hold down in this position with relative ease. And all we need to do, we need to start making pressure on top of the hill. And this is what I am going to work on, and this is what I am going to try to do. Meanwhile, every single gentleman who will try to stop our forces, obviously they are going to take one for the team from us, and this is what we are working on. Meanwhile, a quite hard angle for VK, or for VII, supposed to say. It is okay. It doesn't change absolutely anything, and we still have plenty of time to eliminate them from the game. Quite bad pick by me, I am not going to lie. That wasn't a great situation for us, and I think we need to change the strategy a bit. By saying we need to change the strategy a bit, I mean we need to try to find a bit different angles in order to punish enemy forces. So beautiful angle for this VK. Luckily for us, VK doesn't have a great alpha damage, and since he doesn't have a great alpha damage, he cannot do too many bad things for us. This was a side scrapping pretty well. I need to give some credit for this gentleman. He is doing everything well. But it doesn't change the fact that he is sitting in the crossfire, and it is pretty much only matter of the time whenever we are going to eliminate him from this game. It is only a matter of the time. Obviously, I can make life a bit easier for myself, and I can load the gold ammunition so I can shred this VK so much easier. Okay. How we can deal with this? I do not really think... this guy is playing well. I cannot complain. I am just noobing myself, fellas. Can we have Donkey in the comment section down below? Thank you. I would appreciate that a lot. Okay, so once again, mistakes were made by me. I am not performing this battle well, and I am just simply allowing enemies to farm me for no reason whatsoever. This is absolutely disgusting play from my side, and once again, I cannot complain for being bad myself, right? I can accept my responsibility, and I know what I have done bad here. Meanwhile, by any shape or any form, this is not over yet. We are going to be able to punish this VII or this VK, at least that's what I want to believe. So let's see, can we do this or not really? Meanwhile, if enemy VII will try to peek like this, we can try to punish him, and that's what we are waiting for. Beautiful, very, very nice. He has no chance to do anything for us, especially when we are sitting hold down with this vehicle, and it doesn't really matter is he shooting gold rounds or he is shooting standard rounds. This tank is very capable of playing hold down, right? Only one fear which you have whenever you are playing with a T29 is not to meet guns which has higher caliber than 120 millimeters, right? So for example, whenever you are meeting 122 millimeter Russian tank, you can get overmatched up the roof somewhere over there, right? So keep this in mind. This is a very important thing to say. Shame. Very, very, very bad start by me. I am definitely not making this beautiful tank work, but we are going to work our ass in order to change the result of this game and in order to show how beautiful this tank can be. And believe me, this tank can be very, very, very beautiful. Meanwhile, now the question is, can we smack this VII? This is the question. I can see VII side scrapping over there. This is kind of understandable, and it is not a new thing, right? Maybe we could spank this Super Hellcat crossing like this, although I really doubt it is the case. Maybe, nope. I do not really think we could do this. Okay, fair enough. We are getting flanked by the enemies as well. Okay, how about if we are trying to get a bit more involved? Not by much, just a bit, fellas. That's what I am looking for. Very nice penetration for VII. In fact, this shot could be a game changer and game savior. Meanwhile, Super Hellcat, he's waiting until I am going to peek. Smart. Very, very smart. But once again, we are not going to give up. We are just starting our journey, fellas. We are just starting our journey. Okay. How we can make this work? This is the question. I made some mistakes. By saying some mistakes, I am being very, very polite for myself. I messed up a big time. But in the same time, this is not an end yet, and we can get some use. I believe so. Meanwhile, we are missing very important shot to the Super Hellcat, and now only one trouble which we have is we are afraid of the Arta. Arta might try to look at us and hit us. Yep, we are reading a situation pretty well. And at this point, we need to kill the Super Hellcat, right? Our gentlemen are trying to to put him into the crossfire, and he is sitting very, very badly. Now, if Super Hellcat will try to pull back, we are going to be able to eliminate him from the game. And this is exactly what I am looking for, right? This is exactly what I was looking for. Beautiful. Meanwhile, they still have a lot of hit points in the island, but We have another tool to deal with them. We have a nice angle to try to punish every single person who is playing here. Now we are going to go for a blind shot. Unfortunately, not a hit, and in fact, I would say that was a shitty ass blind shot from my side. But that's okay, I cannot complain that much. At this point, I am thinking about taking the hill, and from the top of the hill, we will try to eliminate enemy Jeff and Ikea as well. So let's try to go up. We are fixing this game. I messed up completely. I did very, very bad decisions, but as you can see, whenever I am putting my balls in the hand, we are playing definitely so much better. And this tank is worth a lot. This is not a bad vehicle. I would say this is hands down the best. I repeat, this is hands down the best tier 7 heavy tank. I do not really think there is better heavy tank in tier 7. At least not that I am aware of. What I would love to see, I would love to see enemy art shooting. And obviously not killing us. Okay, we know exactly where he is. We know exactly where he is. I have a feeling they have a sniper schnitzel somewhere. And now the question is, where is their sniper schnitzel? Art is sitting here. There is only one way how I could get the crossfire for that Art, and that only one way is try to move like this. Try to move like this, and try to peek in this way. Now the question is, do they have a tank destroyer somewhere here? I know I am getting spotted, and at this point I am very, very curious where exactly this gentleman is sitting at. This is very, very important thing. Is he sitting here or is he sitting somewhere over there? Wait a second. Before trying to figure this out, we want to try to blind fire Arta, and Arta should be here. Okay. If this Arta doesn't have keyboard, he is officially dead. That was a direct hit. Probably I tracked him. And if he doesn't have repairs, he should be dead. Unfortunately for us, he has repairs. Okay. So, what we can expect? We can expect this Oi making a bit of pressure like this. I can see him moving this tank corpse, right? I can see that, and I believe you can see that as well. What do we want to do? We want to peek sideways like this, and we want to spank him. Beautiful fire, by any doubts whatsoever. This fire is helping for us quite a bit. At this point, I want to side scrap, and I want to spank him once again. Beautiful, he just fired. Even though he's going to reload quicker than I will, he probably doesn't know that, or maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am going to reload a bit quicker. Very nice. Beautiful, 3,500 damage so far, and we still have a potential in this game. We still can get a couple of shots left, right, and center. Meanwhile, what do we have? We have Ikea, who is making pressure in front like there is no tomorrow. At this point, I need to try to escape, and I need to hit his track, right? And Art is eliminating us from the game. I missed very important shot, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, look. Looking into this game, I am feeling relatively happy from the outcome which we made, although I lost a lot of hit points in the start of the game. That was literally free damage which I took. For example, this is minus half of the HP in literally 1 second. So that's on me. No complaints, no regrets. This is what we have. Let's teleport into the end of this game and let's see what we crafted, shall we? And we are back, fellas. So we got 3,700 damage, even by being special goose, because I messed up quite a bit. That was very great game. 4 kills, and once again, considering what kind of start we had, it was very nice game in the end of the day. We are top by experience, we are top by the damage. We made quite a bit of profits, although we made a lot of profits because of the mission which we did, and all in all I think we made the T29 work. So all of those 3 tanks, we made them work in a relatively okay margin. We cannot say we played like a pile of caco or something. Some games were better than others, but I hope I made those tanks work quite a bit. Also, if I forgot to mention the gun with a T32 with a T29, it is 320 alpha damage, 198 millimeters of penetration, and gold has the best penetration yet, if I'm not mistaken, 245, which is absolutely amazing, and shell velocity is there as well. Just to keep this out of the way and just to highlight this for you, because I have a feeling I forgot to mention this during the video. And fellas, I hope you were very well entertained. Now you know the top 3 most popular tanks, heavy tanks in the tier 7, and I hope you are enjoying this series, because I am having quite a bit of fun making those. So thank you very much for everything, fellas. Thank you very much for your time and for your support, for being patrons, and for buying us bananas in the index page. I appreciate you, fellas, and I hope we are worth it. Thank you very much for everything, and see you very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.